I remember specifically like watching my dad's hands and just looking, you know. And he would play, and my dad would hold his pick like this, his 3 fingers kind of chilling down to the side right here. And I would look at my hand and then look at his and just try to make it the same, you know. Like, how does Dad do this? And just by looking, you know.
Yeah.
Just really paying attention, trying to make my hand look like his, you know. And so, yeah, he taught me G, C, and D, and probably A, you know, E, maybe. Started to learn some chords, and then he could teach me fiddle tunes like Beaumont Rag, Salt Creek, and stuff like that. And I was his little rhythm player, you know, from the time I, started learning those chords, probably 5 years old or something. And by the time I was 6 or 7, I could hang on a couple tunes, you know.
Right.
Kind of an interesting thing that I guess what happened is a tune like Beaumont Rag. I mean, that one was really informative for me in that when I was learning it, I kept messing it up, right?
Okay.
And I'd get to the B part and I'd screw it up every time. And finally I just said, right in the middle of the song, I was just like, stop, just stop. And I go, why don't you just play it and let me listen? And so the song was, you know, Beaumont Rag. It's like this. You know.
You're talking about like all that cross picking there, right, with the open strings. Is that the thing that was difficult?
No, just what I was doing.
Yeah.
So my dad would be capoed up in D like this, on the 2nd fret, playing in a C position in D. But he would leave me down here like this, which is a really great way to open up the sound of the guitars.
Yeah.
This is what I played. And so how I was learning that at first was I was counting, okay, D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, D, and then G, and then I was trying to count and stuff, you know? And I couldn't count, you know? So I said, stop and just let me listen. And so I listened to what he was doing, you know?
Right.
He was going, and I started listening for those things. The melodies were cues.
Right.
You know, what he was doing was the cue. And I started, instead of going, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I started going da 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 da. And then this. I know when my dad goes, that's my turn to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, I listened to him play it through. And I go, okay. And the next time through, I nailed it. You know, he just started laughing, and he reached over and squeezed my little hand, you know, still holding my pick, and he kind of tough,
awesome.
you know. He gave me my hand a little squeeze, and even called my grandma on the phone. It was like, listen to this kid, you know. And we played it for grandma over the phone. And so he was like proud of me, you know. And that was a big moment for me as far as this is it. You know, this is my whole identity is I'm a picker.
You were hooked.
Yeah. My dad was like my hero, you know. He wore Levi's, I wore Levi's. He wore a ball cap, I wore a ball cap. I wanted to be just like him. And he would, like I said, he'd have a couple people over and be playing songs, and everybody's standing around, everybody's smiling and laughing and having a good time and loving these songs. And I saw that from even a young age, how much joy he was bringing to people. And he was like, man, everybody loves my dad, you know?
That's awesome.
Because he's just a jolly guy sitting there playing songs, and who doesn't love that, you know?
Right.
Who doesn't want to hang with that guy? And then they took me to a Bluegrass festival. I must have been about 4 years old. Charlotte Bluegrass Festival up in Michigan. Ralph Stanley was there, Jim and Jesse, a bunch of them. I think maybe Larry Sparks might have been on that bill.
Now, did your dad know any of them or not? Okay.
They were gods to us.
Yeah, they were
They were Mount Rush. I mean,
yeah.
these guys are stars
Yeah.
to us. But yeah, I remember going to that Bluegrass festival, and so I had heard Doc Watson's music, Bill Monroe's music, Flatt and Scruggs, Ralph and Carter, and the Osborne Brothers, and Larry Sparks, Jimmy Martin, stuff like that around my house on records. I heard my dad playing those songs. I played those songs. You know, just all the classic bluegrass songs.